Hi, my name is Justin, aka Ghost Reader, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the book Redemptor by Jordan Ifueko. This is a book published by Amulet Books through their imprint Abrams Kids, and this book comes out today. So if you are interested, you can go out and you can buy this book at a bookstore or wherever you get your books from. I'd like to thank NetGalley and Amulet Books for the chance to review this book since I got it as an ARC from NetGalley. This is book 2 in the series, and I believe this is going to be a duology. I read Raybearer when that came out. Just picked it up just because I thought it sounded interesting. Turns out to be a great book, and I have a review for that, which I will put down in the description box below. So you can check that out if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on Raybearer. There will be some slight spoilers in this one, because just to kind of set the stage for what's going to happen in the second book. So if you haven't read Raybearer and you may be interested in it, stop here, go read Raybearer, and then once you're ready to read Redemptor, come back and look at this video. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with the review. So basically, this book picks up where book 1 left off. Tarasai is now a Raybearer, along with Dio, who is also a Raybearer as well. And just to give you an idea of what the Raybearer is, in case you haven't read book 1 but yet are still listening to this review, or you may have forgotten, the Ray basically is a power supernatural bond that the Emperor or Empress, well, actually Emperor, or at least that's what it was thought for a long time, that the Emperor shared with 11 people that made up his council, and 12 of them have this bond where they can like share their emotions and thoughts non-verbally, so they have this very strong connection. Every person who accepts the Ray must love the person, the Emperor, before they can accept the Ray, or else they're reduced to like a crumbled pile of the pain. So you must love the Emperor and fall in love with that person before you can become part of his council. And this also serves as a way to protect the Emperor, because he's now protected from different forms of death. But at the end of the first book, we find out that there's not just one Raybearer, but there's always been 2, and that the second Raybearer, who is a girl, has usually been sent away or gotten rid of in some type of way. So Tarasai has been revealed as being a Raybearer, so she and Dio are now going to rule Artsar as co-rulers. So in this book, we see Tarasai take on that mantle, but at the end of the last book, she made a deal with the demons, some demons from the underworld, that instead of sending children to the underworld, as like they were called Redemptors, sending them to the underworld to keep them from coming and basically causing havoc up top, the demons from causing havoc in the real world. She will present herself as the final Redemptor to these demons, but they want her to create a council of her own before with her Ray, to create a council of her own before she comes down there. She has 2 years to do this, so they basically say in 2 years you have to do this. So basically she has this burden now to basically convince like the 11 rulers of the kingdoms that make up RSI, and plus Songlin, who is independent of RSR, to basically become part of her council. But in order to become part of her council, they have to love her. So throughout this book, she's trying to figure out, how do I get like these people to love me, even though they're very suspicious about me or may not like me to begin with. And along with that, she also has to deal with feelings of guilt and basically guilt and inadequacy, and that inadequacy kind of comes from the fact that there's a lot of injustices going on in RSR, as she sees now that she's Empress, but inadequacy and how to fix it. Like, there's so much going on. How do I get to all of it? I'm not doing enough. Guilt in that, like, her ancestors caused all these children to be sent to the underworld in exchange for peace. So how do I deal with that? And so I think that the author does a very good job of visualizing that, not only for the character, but for the reader as well. You'll see what I mean when you read it. And that's one thing I actually liked about this book a lot. It was that part, and also some things towards the end that I thought did very well in how she symbolized it. The way she symbolizes some things towards the end of the book, that I thought was really great. The world building is solid. I really like the world building in the first one. She builds on top of that. In this one, you get a bigger view of the politics and the political structure of the different kingdoms in RSR. So I really like that, the politics and how that works. You get to see some more of the creatures also in RSR as well. Some of the like beings, mythical beings, not just topside in the real world, but also in the underworld as well. So I really like that. I at first thought that the climax of the book was a bit too easy for our main character to get through. But I realized soon enough that that wasn't the climax, and that there was the climax that came later was actually a very satisfying climax, and also led to a very satisfying, I think, ending for this duology. I really enjoyed the characters, the relationship between the characters. I thought the author has done a good job at still growing Terasai from where she was at the end of the first book until the end of the second book. Like I said, I really like the ending and where the character ends up at. And I don't want to spoil anything. And that's going to prevent me from saying some things that I really liked in detail about this book. But I did like the ending very, very much. So for me, I'm going to give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. The ending kind of sealed the deal for me, and where all our characters end up. I was going to probably give it like 4.5, but I think like something that the author did at the ending really sealed it for me, made it like a 5-star book. What I really liked about this book is that I felt that it was saying that, like, even though like things can be like really tough and there's a lot going on in the world, that you can't let that get you down. You can't really let the fact that there are a lot of injustices and there's a lot of things that you seem that you can't put out, like all these little fires that seem to pop out at once, because there's just way too much going on. Don't simply boil yourself down to just being like, I'm a person that's here to just simply put out these fires. You kind of have to live life too. And don't let that be like the end all, the be all of everything, because you're burnt out. And if you don't let other people help you carry those burdens, you'll end up feeling isolated and alone, when sometimes what you really need to do is let other people help you out and let things flow. So that's going to be my review of this book. I really enjoyed this duology. I don't read YA that often, but when I find one that I think I really like, I usually enjoy it, and this is one of them. I really enjoyed the series. I really enjoyed this one. I will recommend it. So that's Raybearer, which is book 1, and then this one, Redemptor, which is book 2. If you like YA fantasy, or if you like fantasy, I think you will like this book too. But I really enjoyed it. I really want to see more of Jordan's work as her career continues. Raybearer was her debut. I think this was a solid sequel. So if she does any more work, I definitely will be reading it and reviewing it on this channel, so you can keep an eye out for that. So that is it for this review. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at GhostReads28, and on Instagram at Justin the Ghost Reader, or on Goodreads. The link to that is down in the description box below. Also, if you've been following this channel, you know that the History Reading Challenge has started. I read The Color of Law today. I will post a video updating my status either today, because I'm going to put this, hopefully have this video up Tuesday morning. So I'll either have do another video in the afternoon or the evening, or if not in the evening, I'll definitely have one for you on Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that. And as always, keep reading, and Black Lives Matter.